Guys, I installed Windows 11 on my old Dell computer. This is my old Dell computer. It had Windows 7 first, and then I installed Windows 10. Now I installed Windows 11. You may be wondering how I did that. Watch my video and you will see step-by-step guide to install Windows 11 on any computer, bypassing the hardware check. You may be seeing it all the time. So be with me. Google.com, and here we are going to search Rufus utility. When you type Rufus, you will get first hit Rufus. It's a small utility exe file, and I'm using Windows 10 right now, so there is a download latest, so I will download that exe. So this Rufus is very important tool to get Windows 11 work on any computer. Now next thing is we need to have Windows 11 ISO disk. So search same way. You will go to Microsoft website and Windows 11, look for downloads, look for ISO. So this is ISO image. So this ISO image is very important that Rufus is going to use to install and create bootable USB drive. So I have these USB drives which are like a 36 or I think 24 GB. They are enough. It uses only like a 8 GB. So if you have USB drive, make sure that you don't have any important in that is going to get formatted. So make sure that you do not keep anything in that. It should be empty. So we are going to download Windows 11. It's downloading right now, so it gives you a link and it verifies that you have genuine Windows on the machine where you are going to install. So Windows 11 is going to check, and these are the requirements to install Windows 11. You can see it looks for RAM, memory, and then it looks for TPM processor, then it looks for processor. It should be like something. So right now you can go to check for compatibility from the website. It downloads a small file and then it takes you to settings. There you run check compatibility, and there you see that it's going to work or not. If it passes the check, then it will install Windows 11. That is like a normal way, regular way that you see the system requirements. So these things has to meet to install Windows 11, and most of the computers, even the latest, they are not meeting these requirements. So I am creating this guide to bypass this check. So it's not going to check anything like this for Windows 11. It just go and install. So it's going to verify your earlier Windows 10 and it's giving you free upgrade. So this just works. So this is the ISO file that I got. So how you're going to check is mount. Once you mount it, it works just like a disk, and in disk you can just click on setup, and once you're set up, it is going to check your computer for those requirements. So this file folder came after I mounted the ISO. You can mount ISO by right clicking and I'm trying to install it on Windows 10. This is my Dell XPS. It's like the greatest configuration I had around like 4 or 5 years back. It's still greatest configuration, 32 GB RAM and best processor. It still fails. It can't find the processor that it needs. It has TPM, it has memory. Only thing is the processor that it has, it's not supporting. That's so bad. See, this thing is not supporting my processor. I cannot upgrade my Windows 10 on this Dell XPS to 11. That's so shame. Many people are facing this kind of issue, and they are going for like new laptops. What to do with the earlier purchases that people did? The hardware is good, and you are just not able to do anything. So uh, this is what Rufus look like, and now you will be creating USB bootable drive bypassing security hardware check. So go to ISO image, select that ISO image. After you launch Rufus exe, and just look at the screen, pause it and see what settings I am doing. It has to be that UEFI should be enabled in BIOS. So I will show you in BIOS how. So look at this. When you are creating this bootable, it goes and asks you to remove this check, like hardware check. So these are the settings that you have to select. Once you select that, you're good to go and start burning or creating bootable USB drive. Earlier we used to do with the CDs and DVDs. Now USB is good enough. So ignore this error that you are seeing. It's still working. It's doing its job. So it will take some time, maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. Hey guys, you are watching me, Ashok, on Happy Ash Adventures. So today I'm going to show you Windows 11 install on my old Dell computer. You may be wondering how it is possible. Windows 11 checks for so many things like TPM, then processor, and then memory. So three things it checks and it fails. Many of the computers, even the latest computers, are getting failed because of their checks, security checks. So I'm going to show you how to bypass those security or these hardware checks and install Windows 11 on any computer. So be with me and watch all the steps that I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a utility called Rufus. Rufus utility that will make your USB drive a bootable drive and take out the security check feature, hardware check feature from Windows 11 install. So you guys see the progress. It's slowly and slowly going forward. It's going to take some time, around like maybe 10 minutes. So time to time I will show you the progress. Basically what it is doing is writing the ISO image of Windows 11 into USB and making it bootable, and removed the hardware check. So don't forget to subscribe my channel and share my videos with others. This is very important because Windows 10 is going to get retired by the end of this year. So after that, what it means you will not get any security updates, and if you are using Windows without security updates, it's very bad. You may lose data, some security attack happens. So this is what my USB drive looks like now after it completed the step with Rufus. This is my old Dell computer, very old, like dual processor and around like 4 GB RAM. Don't worry, I installed it, I checked it. I'm doing voiceover now, so the computer is working just fine. I think better than Windows 10. Windows 11 is pretty fast. Look at my computer. So on this computer, I have to make sure that I go into BIOS settings. In BIOS settings, I change the boot order to legacy, and in legacy, so how do you enter into BIOS is F2. When the computer is starting, you press F2 and it goes into BIOS. So I'm in BIOS now. I have to make sure that the boot order is correct, and there is a TPM security. So different computers will have different BIOS, like you will see more features and more options, but on this one is pretty old, so it has old BIOS. Still it worked. You can see the configuration of my computer is not that great. So in the legacy, you can select the order. When computer starts, it looks for a bootable path. So I have USB all the way up, so that when it starts, it should look at USB attached and boot it from there. So when you see that legacy selected, but this Rufus will need EFI, the second option. So we will change into that soon, but for the timing, you have selected, and this is the USB that I created. It has Win 11 no fuss. No fuss means no security check, no hardware check. So I just insert this USB into the computer, and then after that I have to just go reboot. So once I do reboot, it's going to pick up from USB. Just wait for some time. So you don't need to do F2 this time, because it's going to boot from USB, not from the hard disk. Okay, it has come back to BIOS because it was looking for EFI settings. Because Rufus works with EFI boot mode. Don't worry, these kinds of scary messages will come up, and you should have a little bit knowledge of disk partitioning. So it's saying that change. So when you have launched this Windows 11 setup, you have to play with the hard disk partition. Just look at the message. So it's looking for EFI, so I will change from legacy to EFI, second option. After that, reboot, save it, and then reboot. After saving, it will reboot automatically. So the USB drive that we made, it works with EFI boot mode only, and I think that is a secure boot mode. Okay, I'm getting this no boot device, so I will press F2 again. I had to try it second time, so second time it came back. My computer, this computer was not started for some time, and it was just lying in the shelf, so even the date is like set to origin, means way long back, and the battery was totally gone, and I just plugged it to the battery, and I had to set up the date and time also. The computer system date time was also wrong, and sometimes your softwares that you are installing, they depend on this date and they will not go fine, so I had to make this to the latest. Okay, so EFI, second option, this time it should work. Okay, this time it worked. It has booted into USB drive which has Windows 11. So in order to install it on the hard disk, your hard disk should be in a particular format. Should be in that format. I will show you. To get into the command prompt and use disk part, you have to press the key. It's something, I think, Windows G. No, you have to look. I forgot this time. But look at how to access Windows command prompt when installing Windows 11. So you need to have Windows command prompt to play with your hard disk of this computer where you are installing it. So this computer is a little slow, but follow through the steps that it is asking. You need to just provide that, and like that install the new Windows 11. See, this time it did not check the hardware, it did not fail, it bypassed, so it's going smooth now. When it says product key, you say I don't have it. It's going to verify your computer where you are installing, and if that computer had valid Windows 10, it's going to go through. So you don't need Windows key. So I had Windows 10 Pro, so I'm going to install Windows 11 Pro. So we are going through, and then there is some terms and conditions. Go through that. You want to read, go all the way down, and then do next, accept it. See, right now it's searching for disk where to install. It needs the disk in a certain format. You see that error at the bottom? So that error is because the hard drive is not in that format. We have to make your hard drive into that format. And I told you in the beginning, you have to take a backup and your hard disk may lose everything, like start fresh. So take backup before you do this upgrade. So I'm pressing the key to get to command prompt. There is a combination of key like F10 and shift. So when Windows 11 setup is going, shift F10 will get you command prompt. So in command prompt, now you are going to do is disk part. So you start disk part, you will have the prompt for disk part, and then you enter certain commands like list the disks, how many disks, which disk you are going to use. So make sure you enter the command properly, list and then space and then disk. So it's going to list you the disks that are available in your computer, and then you select the disk that where you are going to use if it has like multiple disks. So like disk 0, disk 1, so you have to do select disk and then number. So I have a disk 0, so I'm going to select that to do operations like formatting and things. Okay, enter the command select and then which disk you're going to use. Once you do select, so go back to the window on Windows 11. You can delete the partitions, whatever partitions are there. The partition that you're going to install, that partition for me was different, so I deleted that and then format that partition into the desired partition. So I told you that you may lose things on your computer where you are trying to do this operation. So with this partition delete, everything is gone from that partition. Now I have around like 400 something gigabyte of free space where I'm going to install this update. So just follow through what I'm doing. Now you see that thing, I did not get any error. That partition I do not get. Oh, it's still giving me error because I did not do convert. So I'm into my command prompt back, and the partition that I deleted and it's empty, I have to change the format. But still I see the 2 disks. Sorry for that, the camera is just going here and there. So it says select disk 0, means going forward all the operations will be performed on disk 0. Disk 0 is the one that I'm going to install. Now it's clean. First step is clean, and it's clean process started and done successfully. Now I'm going to convert to GPT format for the hard drive. So it's converted to GPT. So this process, this upgrade through Rufus, it needs GPT format. So this process may be overwhelming for some people, but this is the one that we need. So after doing that process, now it has passed through and we are going to progress. So one reboot after disk partition and then booting into USB again. It's starting. So my computer, this computer is pretty old, but if you have like other computers, faster computer, four core processors and better RAM like a 16 gig or something, this process will go fast for you. Again, I have to select the same process, follow through the steps that I did before. These are the same steps that I performed before. So now it will search for the disk where it is going to install. If it finds the disk in proper format, GPT format, so it will not show you any error. See, there is no error now. The disk is good. See, it's ready to install. And this is the step you reached that was difficult. All the hard steps are done. Now it will just follow through the Windows 11 install steps. It is going to ask you questions and you will see you can follow through. So the rest of the steps are pretty straightforward. Enjoy watching these steps. I don't think you will have any questions, but if you have any questions, send me questions on comments. I will answer your comments. This should be straightforward from now on, and it's going to take some time. And the good thing is, once you connect it to the internet, Wi-Fi, it's going to download the Windows updates also, which are needed. And you will have your computer working in a secure way with the latest updates from Windows, Microsoft, and have fun. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and share my videos with others. Hit on like button and do comment. How did you find this video? How did you like? Any question or anything?